Atomic Heart, the much-anticipated video game, has gained immense popularity since its announcement in 2018, especially among gamers who love the blend of first-person shooter and role-playing game elements. Developed by the Russian studio Mundfish, the game is set to be released for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S on February 21, 2023. This video will delve into the various aspects of the game, including its story, gameplay mechanics, graphics, and sound design. The narrative of Atomic Heart takes place in an alternate reality of the Soviet Union, where the government has advanced technology, including the mysterious substance known as polymer. The player assumes the role of an agent of the Soviet government, known as P3, who was sent to investigate a strange occurrence at a secret facility in the Ural Mountains. Upon arrival, the player encounters robotic creatures, known as prototypes, who have taken over the facility. The player must fight through them to uncover the truth behind the strange phenomenon and the fate of the facility's inhabitants. The story is conveyed through a combination of cutscenes and in-game conversations. The player's choices and actions, through the use of a dialogue system based on choices, can greatly influence the story, giving the game immense replayability. The captivating and absorbing experience is elevated by the game's unique take on the alternate history of the Soviet Union and its engaging storyline. Atomic Heart combines elements of first-person shooting, exploration, and puzzle solving, offering an immersive and challenging gameplay. The game takes place in a vast open world inspired by the Soviet Union and blends futuristic technology with retro aesthetics. The player must use various weapons, including firearms and melee weapons, to defeat enemies, which can be robots or supernatural creatures. The game is known for its challenging combat, and the player must use different tactics and weapons to defeat enemies. In Atomic Heart, weapons are cobbled together using various metal parts from robots, household appliances, and fragments acquired throughout the game. Although the specifics of the crafting system are yet to be revealed, the available imagery suggests a plethora of ways to increase your damage potential. The weapons arsenal boasts a diverse selection, including the railgun, AK, Zvezdaka, Dominator, Makarov pistol, Fox, Snowball, Fat Boy, Electro, Shotgun, and Pashet. In addition to combat, the player must explore the environment and solve puzzles to progress. The environment is filled with secrets and hidden areas, and the player must gather information and interact with objects to advance. The puzzles are often challenging and require creative problem-solving skills. The graphics of Atomic Heart are stunning and provide a detailed and immersive world for the player to explore. The game's environments are beautifully designed and feature a range of settings, from dark, creepy laboratories to sprawling industrial complexes. The game's character models are also well designed, with detailed animations and a range of facial expressions that bring the characters to life. The game's lighting and weather effects are also noteworthy, with dynamic lighting that changes with the environment and weather effects that add to the atmosphere of the game. The attention to detail in the character animations, environmental design, and special effects all contribute to the game's stunning visual appeal. Atomic Heart's both minimum and recommended system requirements will be shown on screen. We recommend that you have at least 16 GB of RAM, an Intel Core i7 7700 CPU, and an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1080 graphics card for the smoothest experience. The sound design in Atomic Heart plays a significant role in creating an immersive and atmospheric world. It contributes to the game's tension and suspense, while reinforcing the themes and setting. The composer and sound designer of Atomic Heart is Mick Gordon, a renowned and talented composer who has worked on various video game soundtracks, including Doom, 2016, Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, and Prey, 2017. Gordon's work on the soundtrack of Atomic Heart has received high praise, and his contribution to the game has been credited with creating an immersive and atmospheric experience for the player. His use of electronic and orchestral elements in his music makes his work on the soundtrack for Atomic Heart a standout aspect of the game. The music reflects the mood and atmosphere of the environment and builds tension and suspense during combat and exploration. The sound effects are also well designed, with realistic sounds for weapons, enemies, and environmental elements, contributing to the creation of a believable world. The voice acting in Atomic Heart is noteworthy, with characters delivering dialogue in various languages, including Russian, English, and others. The voice acting brings the characters to life and adds depth to the game's story and world. And now, let's move on to a more intriguing topic. Does Atomic Heart feature a 6-hour sex scene? The developers recently made a lighthearted comment about the matter on Twitter. A fan asked, "How many hours of sex scenes will it contain?" The developers playfully replied, "Find out for yourself, winky face." This has sparked speculation among players that the game may feature some form of sexual content, which is not surprising given its mature rating. However, it's safe to say that it won't be a 6-hour cutscene. The truth will be revealed when the game is released on February 21st. So, to answer the question of whether Atomic Heart contains a 6-hour cutscene, the answer is likely no, and it appears to have originated from a joke regarding two characters that some fans have become obsessed with. In conclusion, Atomic Heart is a well-designed and well-executed video game that offers players an immersive and engaging experience. Its combination of first-person shooter and role-playing game mechanics, along with its captivating story, stunning graphics, and impressive sound design, make it a must-play for fans of the genre. Whether you're a seasoned gamer or a newcomer to the genre, Atomic Heart is a game that you won't want to miss. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Until next time, thank you for watching.